What's happening? All right, it's Saturday here at the shop, and I'm doing some quick outside panels for Donnie Wilson. And I thought I'd take a break from my Steel Panther concert I was just having in here. That's a band for those you don't know. If you're easily offended, I do not recommend looking them up. Anyway, I'm doing a window here on a Teo, and it's got lots of bolts. And I taught myself a little trick to do these bolts quicker than cutting around them or just going over them, and they look like absolute you-know-what after about a week. So I figured I'd film it, maybe help somebody. So let's get into it. This is the new style Teo window. I think this is the second year they've been running them. You can see they don't rivet, they bolt. And all these bolts. And there's bolts everywhere on the right side. Used to heat them up, press them down, squeegee around them. They all tent. And then I would prime them, squeegee them down. They would still tent. And then I would prime them, heat them up, squeegee them down. Trim the base of them with an X-Acto knife. Then I tried to just avoid them all together. And there's so many you can't. So I did started doing it a little differently. Which leaves a nice finished product, and it's a lot quicker. So let's start covering these bolt heads. My computer's going nuts because I'm rendering an animation right now. Should be pretty cool if it works. I don't know a lot about 3D stuff, but I know just enough to make it fun and aggravating at the same time. So we'll start on the top here. Get our tool to cut these. I'll drill. My edge kind of flat here. So I did prime the areas on here, this bead roll here, this bead roll here, this bend, and this bead roll, and this seam, because it's a seam. But that's all I primed. So on these, we just get them started. Aggressive there, that's all right. And a drill with a 3/8 socket on it. Find the center, and it just cuts the bolt head. Once the socket gets full of enough of those, it'll take it with it. And release some of that air. That one didn't cut all the way, but that's fine. It's cut, it just didn't come off there. Nope. She done folded in on herself. That's all right though. Of course, the heat comes on. Never fails. Quiet down, you. All right, now these windows are pretty. They got the Lexan in them. I'll wait. This is me waiting. Oh, that was quick. Okay, the Lexan is in these windows, so they're already pre-bent for the car. I've seen worse. These are terrible, but to do these, I kind of just keep some tension and roll it down. A little bit in the middle and over there, and then we can work from there. Get to the edge of that. There's the edge of my bead roll. A little more tension. I went a little too far on that. And there we go. They're a little tricky, but if you leave yourself enough handle to get a hold of it, it's not terrible. So we'll get this bead roll stuffed in there. All right, now I don't use, I keep forget this lip is part of the, sometimes you see that lip now. Just trim that to get it out of my way. All right. So I don't go through the, real nice. I don't go through the process of drilling or cutting all these bolts. I mean, I could, but what I like to do is find my edge so I have a visual reference, and then with a sharp blade I use the bolts as my gap and I just slowly follow the ridge of that bead roll along with the bolt heads. Steady hand helps. Probably set up a jig to do this, but and back to the start, and then it frames the window nicely, and it looks like there's a piece of trim around the window. Obviously, if this part of the design was white, it wouldn't matter, but it's not. It's yellow, because that's what this car is, yellow. All right, we can trim this. I need a new blade. Lay that down. Anytime there's a seam or something like that, I don't just let it bridge, I just cut it. That relief cut will help it from tenting down the road. And look, another rounded corner. I get it, but man, it's a lot of work around all those corners. And it starts to lay over there, so I'll just do that. Down in there. Along with that. Okay, and then oh, a little bit more. There's so much trimming on these cars. Anywhere my stuff folds over 180 degrees, I do 45s because there's less trimming to do on the inside. Let me show you. Now, we'll do it later. Okay, so that's let me finish this and then I'll give you a close-up. All right. And ta-da! All right, so there you go. Those are cut with the socket, and Real quick and easy, simple 3/8 socket on those. I mean, with their different size bolts, obviously different size socket, but that little attention to detail really makes the car stand out, and especially on these because there's a lot of them. I've seen people go over them and they tent and looks terrible, and I've seen people try to cut them by hand, it looks terrible. There's some more down here, and then I haven't done this door yet, but this whole row down the bottom of that, if you do them by hand and everything, it you know, seconds add up. So a little socket on a drill. My wrist. So a little socket on a drill speeds up the process, and it's kind of fun. You get to use power tools. All right, I'm gonna do the center of this car. I don't have much to do, and figured that would be a fun little Saturday treat, just to picking up my tools. I figured that'd be a cool little video on a Saturday. Take a break from listening to music and messing with the 3D stuff, and get a panel done. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.